So if you're going to solve this system algebraically, you can resort to either the substitution method or the elimination method. So because y is already isolated here, the substitution might be pretty good.
Will we have to do both substitution?
You'll have to know how to do both substitution and elimination, yeah. But there might be questions where I give you the choice, so you can have one that you prefer. You should know how to do both. So the substitution is a bit easier. If you want me to do the elimination on this afterwards, I certainly can. So what I would do is this, 3x minus, now y is actually equal to this. So because we're subtracting, it'd be a good idea to be careful with the brackets so that we get our signs all straightened out here eventually. So then minus 1 equals 0. Does that look good so far?
Yeah, that's
okay.
All right.
So 3x, now this is actually plus x squared. We have a minus and a minus. And this is minus 4x here, and then a minus 1 equals 0. Okay, so I just distributed this negative sign through the brackets. So I'm going to put everything in order and gather some like terms. So I'm going to have x squared, and then 3x minus 4x is negative x, and then negative 1 is minus 2 here. Looks like. So if I've done everything correctly here, and shout me, give me a shout if I haven't, but I'm going to try and factor this now, which you should be able to do this by sight. It's pretty easy. X and x gives us x squared here. And then the only factors of negative 2 are negative 2 and 1, or negative 1 and 2. So which is going to add up to negative 1?
Negative 2 and 1.
Looks like negative 2 and positive 1. So you can put them in either order, but that looks to be good there. Which means that x could equal a negative 1 for this factor to make that 0, or a positive 2 over here. So I don't see any problems initially with having x equals negative 1 or 2 back in these originals. So what you want to do now is just substitute each of these in to find their corresponding y values. So if x equals negative 1, then y is going to equal negative 1 squared plus 4 times negative 1 plus 1. Negative 1 minus 4 plus 1. If I've copied this down correctly, it looks like negative 4. So we have x equals negative 1, y equals negative 4. And then over here, if x equals 2, we have y equals negative 2 squared. So 4 times 2 plus 1. So x equals 2, y equals 5. So consider the system, yeah. So then you would maybe check those, put them in the equations to be sure. But yeah, so x equals negative 1 and y equals negative 4, or this other grouping of x equals positive 2 and y equals 5.
Thank you.
Okay. I'll just double check some things.
Number that you multiply, so it goes up at the same